Well, now to that suspected Chinese spy balloon that raised tensions between the U.S. and China and between Democrats and Republicans. The Air Force fighter jet, or rather an Air Force fighter jet, shot down the balloon off the South Carolina coast on Saturday. This morning, China said the U.S. hyped up the incident on purpose. The U.S. says the balloon flight was a clear violation of international law. Tara Copp joins me now to talk a little bit more about this. She's the Pentagon correspondent for the Associated Press. Tara, thank you so much for joining us. Explain why the Pentagon waited to shoot down the suspected spy balloon.
What we've learned in the days since the shoot down is that the Pentagon did provide options to the president as early as Tuesday and Wednesday. And their advice to President Biden was to not shoot it down over U.S. land because, as we've seen, the balloon was massive. The payload itself was massive. And once you shoot it down, you don't control where it lands. So it could have, debris could have been strewn across miles and miles of area. Who knows if it would have hit somebody driving, somebody's house, a business. So their best assessment for the safety of people on the ground was to wait until the first good opportunity after it was over water.
Yeah, and now that we see, there has been actually a miles-long sort of spread of debris. So I imagine that falling on land would not be, a good thing. It would be quite a cleanup effort. In the meantime, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that the Gang of Eight bipartisan group of lawmakers would be briefed on the matter as soon as tomorrow. And he also said that the full Senate would be briefed by the Defense Department next week. What action could we see the U.S. take, or do you think that this is sort of we're seeing the action right now?
I think what we've seen immediately is just the confusion of certain members of Congress wanting to know why wasn't it shot down sooner, and then the news that this isn't the first balloon to transit the U.S. We've seen in the days since, the Pentagon has revealed that 3 balloons transited during the Trump administration, and an additional Chinese balloon transited during the early days of the Biden administration. Yeah. Former Defense Secretary Mark Esper said that the news that one transited during the Trump administration was a surprise. So I think first there's going to be a cleanup campaign of, why wasn't all of this known? Why didn't the members know? Why apparently did Trump's own defense secretary not know? So I think those questions will be asked. And then kind of the forward looking, all right, what's the appropriate response? There will be other balloons. There's still one in Latin America. What should the U.S. do about this next?
China, of course, is saying that this was a civilian balloon. Now, as you point out, we're finding out that this is not the first time something like this has happened. Do we have a sense of how common these sorts of flights are?
Not yet. If those are the final numbers, it seems like this is probably an attempt by China to just kind of regularly see what they can patrol, to see what they can get away with. And I think now that there's so much attention put on this balloon, it will be a lot harder for China to kind of test the waters, test the U.S. boundaries in this way. As you know, countries regularly test each other's kind of defense zones. You see Russian bombers by Alaska. We do overflights in the Asia Pacific. So does, South Korea does flies. China obviously flies all over. And this is just kind of the latest way for a country to test each other's boundaries and to see what sort of response it will elicit.
Well, if the reporting is to be believed, then China has tested this successfully previously. So, it would probably come as a surprise that suddenly this balloon got all this attention, because it didn't at least the last 3 times.
What was really different about this balloon is that it loitered, and it loitered specifically over 150 underground nuclear warhead silos at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana. So that was really what drew not only U.S. concern, the Pentagon's concern, but congressional concern, because it was, it raised all sorts of questions about what was China trying to collect. Were they trying to collect information on how our nuclear warheads talk to each other, on what sort of response, how long they could get away with it? And so I think that's really what has raised all the eyebrows on the Hill.
Oh, that's interesting. Tara Copp, thank you very much.
Thank you.